I'm Mr. Chidanand, the guest lecturer of Dhanapriya Ashoka Government Forestry College, Maski. My dear students, today we are going to discuss one of the very important topic of depreciation. So, accounting standard 6, it tells us that about depreciation. So, my dear students, try to understand what you mean by depreciation. Depreciation means fall and the value of an fixed asset. Depreciation means gradually decrease in the value of an fixed asset. Depreciation means decrease in the value of an asset due to wear and tear, due to effects of time, due to obsolescence. Depreciation means continuously, permanently diminish in the quality, quantity, value of an fixed asset. Depreciation means a measure of loss and the value of a fixed asset. Is it clear? Then let us discuss what are the reasons for depreciation. What are the causes for depreciation? On which circumstances the asset becomes depreciate. So here the reason one is wear and tear. Wear and tear means usage. For example, I wear this shirt. If I wear this shirt continuously, after some days it becomes depreciate. Lose its shines, lose its color, lose its quantity. After some days I throw in a dustbin. And one general example, assumption, today I purchased a branded handset of rupees 30,000. I used it to 3 months. After 3 months, I want to sell it due to some reason. Can I sell it? Same price 30,000 which was brought 3 months ago. The purchaser will not purchase same price 30,000. That fellow asked 28,000. Otherwise that fellow asked finally 29,000. Okay, I purchased 30,000, I used 3 months, then I sell it to 29,000. So 30, 29, what is difference to 1,000? 1,000 loss for me. Like that. In the business, when you are going to use machinery, when you are going to use furniture, when you are going to use vehicle, when you are going to use computer, these assets become so depreciate. Then second one is effects of time. Effects of time means passage of times. That means some assets they have limited period. Some assets they have limited life. Like that, lease, patent, copyright, trademark. Even building also doesn't lose its value due to use. Lose its value after some particular period. For example, you want to construct your dream house. Constructed your dream house. Your dream house life is 30 or 40 years. After 40 years, your building, your house becomes depreciate. Is clear? Then another one is obsolescence. Obsolescence means some assets getting out of use. Some assets getting out of fashion. So obsolescence means change in a taste, change in a passion. And new technology enter into the market. Old technology of the asset becomes depreciate. So when tape record enter into the market, the radio becomes depreciate. When color TV enter into the market, old item like TV becomes depreciate. When branded motor cars enter into the market, ambassador becomes depreciate. And computer enter into the market, then typewriter becomes depreciate. Means when modernization of the asset enter into the market, old modernization of the asset becomes depreciate. That's clear? Then let us discuss what is depreciable asset. Which one? Available depreciable asset. Already told you now, depreciate means measure of loss in the value of an fixed asset. Here, depreciable asset. To call an asset is a depreciable asset, but it has some satisfy certain conditions. So let us discuss what are those certain conditions. So here, condition number 1. Listen carefully, look at here. So condition number 1. Asset should be life of more than one accounting period. It means when you are going to use in a business, machinery, furniture, vehicle, motor car, these assets should be used more than one accounting period. This is condition number 1. Then condition number 2. Assets should be used in the business. Assets should be used in the business. For example, in your college, Mr. Shankar, Mr. Siddiq, they are using the computer. Why they are using computer? Because they provide service to the students. They provide service to the staff. They are provide service to the principal. They are providing service to the related head of the department. Like that. Assets should be used in the business, either production of goods or provision for services. For example, machinery, it helps us that production of goods. Furniture helps us that using for office purpose. Then building helps us that carry of operation. Chartered accountant. Chartered accountant use the computer asset for him because he provides service to his clients. Is it clear? Again I am telling you, depreciable asset is an asset. It has some certain condition. Condition number 1, asset should be life of more than one accounting period. Condition number 2, asset should be used in the business. For example, third one condition. Third condition is assets should not be resale. What is that? Assets should not be resale. For example, your college management, your college principal, purchase chairs, purchase furniture, purchase systems, purchase library equipments, purchase water tank, etc. When they purchase, these all should be used in the your education institution. They can't sell them. Like that. And the business, when you are going to use machinery, furniture, vehicle, motor car, should not be resell. For example, Toshiba. Toshiba, one of the biggest company. What's this process? It produces number of materials. It produces number of equipments like your technology, medicine, sociology. Number of related equipments are produced. Then, what's the process? Make them, sell them. Make them, sell them. But those are not called depreciable asset. Those are called goods. It's clear? Again I am telling you. Condition number 1, asset should be life of more than one accounting period. Condition number 2, asset should be used in the business. So condition number 3, asset should not be resale. Then condition number 4. So condition number 4, what it tells us that assets should be limited life. Assets should be limited life. For example, which asset has unlimited life? That is not called a depreciable asset. For example, land. Land in its life never lose its value. So that is not a depreciable asset. Is it clear? Once again, I am telling you very important concept. So, depreciable asset is an asset. It has some certain satisfies conditions. What are the conditions? Condition number 1, asset should be life of more than one accounting period. Condition number 2, asset should be used in the business. Condition number 3, asset should not be resale. Condition number 4, asset should be limited life. Is it clear? Then, let us discuss what is the objective. What are the objective of charging depreciation? What are objective of charging depreciation? Some students ask that. So why should we charge depreciation on those fixed assets? Because my students, if you want to know your accurate performance of the business, my students, if you want to know the accurate financial position of the business, my students, if you want to know the accurate profit and loss, should be charged depreciation. Then only you may find out your accurate performance. Is it clear? Then, for example, I a company purchased 40 lakh rupees machinery 10 years ago. So this year, present year, they shall record the same price 40 lakh rupees machinery assets of the balance sheet. No. If record assets of the balance sheet to same price tag 40 lakh rupees which one brought 10 years ago. When you record same price 40 lakh, you can't get accurate profit and loss. But because already I told you now, I purchased 30,000 handset then I use 3 months I sell it to 29,000. So what is difference? 1,000 is loss for me. So in the same way, you want to know the accurate profit and loss, so should be charged depreciation. Other one is it is help us that deduction in the taxation. Was clear? Then, so what are the methods of depreciation? Some students ask that, sir, it has some methods? Absolutely. Depreciation has some of methods like straight line method, then diminishing balance method, insurance policy method, revaluation method, machine hour rate, etc. Why, sir? Why it has this much methods? Why? Because in your business, when you are going to use machinery, when you are going to use furniture, when you are going to use vehicle, when you are going to use computer, these assets, they have not same nature. They have not same characteristics. On the basis of their nature characteristics, company apply the related methods. Was clear? Then, first we are going to discuss one method, that is fixed installment method. Otherwise, this is another one is called straight line method. Otherwise, this is another one is called original cost method. My students, now I am going to discuss first one method. Which one is that? Fixed installment method. Otherwise, straight line method. Otherwise, original cost method. That means every year depreciation go for stand. So here it has one formula how to calculate depreciation. It has formula. So now I write that what is that formula for calculation of depreciation and a fixed installment method or straight line method or original cost method. So depreciation per annum. I am telling you, depreciation per annum is equal to cost of acquisition. Cost of acquisition minus estimated realizable value upon estimate life of asset. Once again I am telling you how to calculate depreciation in a fixed installment method. So depreciation per annum is equal to cost of acquisition. Cost of acquisition is not cost of asset. Then minus estimated realizable value. So estimated realizable value nothing but salvage value, nothing but scrap value upon estimated life of asset. Upon estimated life of asset. So my students, now I do brief explanation what is cost of acquisition. So cost of acquisition means, so when you are going to calculate cost of acquisition, some assets, some cost, some expenses should be added, should be implied or incurred. For example, cost of acquisition. Cost of acquisition, how to calculate cost of acquisition or cost of asset. So cost of asset, when you are going to find out cost of asset or cost of acquisition, first one should be considered net price or net purchase of asset. First one is net purchase of asset. So how much is spent for that machinery? That one should be considered first. Then sum of cost, sum of expenses implies or incurred along with this net purchase of asset. For example, when you purchase the asset, you go for incurred or implies added sum of expenses like add packing, then transportation, then freight, then insurance, etc. My dear students, when you purchase the asset, how much you spend money for that machinery? You should be consider first one. That is called net purchase of asset. Here, when you purchase machinery, where it is available, then you go for packing. Packing expenses also should be considered while calculation of cost of acquisition. Okay, packing cost or expense should be added along with the net purchase of asset. Then transportation. Here, for example, you want establish your dream business. Okay, you want establish new rice mill here only in Maski. Okay, you construct your building, you construct your industrial, you construct your related stores. Then what you will do? Then you want to bring your related machinery. Then you go to some one places where it is available. Okay, you went and found in Hyderabad. Your related machinery is in Hyderabad. Then what you will do? You want to bring it from the Hyderabad. Then here, when you buying your machinery from the Hyderabad, then you go for meet someone expense. That expense is called transportation. So transportation expense or cost should be considered or should be added along with the net purchase of asset. Okay, when your machinery coming from the Hyderabad, then you go for next another expense. So that is freight. We don't know what will happen. We don't know what will happen in the middle of the transportation. That's why some businesses they meet for insurance. So these assets should be considered in calculation of cost of acquisition or cost of asset. Okay. Your machinery came to your industrial door. Your machinery came to your industrial gate from the Hyderabad. Then what do you do? What do? You want unload it. When machinery came to your industrial door, you want to unload it. Okay, your labor is to unload of your machinery. Then what you do? You identify particular site. You find out particular plant. Okay. You identify particular site. After identify particular site, then you go for digging your land. You go for digging your land. Why? Okay. You digging your line on that particular site. Then you go for concrete surrounding the site. You go for concrete around that site. Okay. After digging the land or particular site or particular cell, then you go for concrete on surrounding the particular site. Then after what you do? What you do? Then carry out of your machinery, put in that particular site. When you put it in that particular site, then again go for concrete surrounding the machinery. Why? Why go for concrete surrounding that machinery? Because when your machinery running, transfer raw materials into finished goods. So while your machinery should not be moved, while your machinery should not be shake. That means your machinery should be constant when they are going for processing. This is clear? Okay. Stand of your machinery. Your machinery stand very strongly. Then machinery will start now. No. Still not at top your machinery. Then what you do? You call to the electrical officer, one of very experienced officer. That fellow came to your particular site. Then you go for a connection with the electrical office. Connection with the electric. It means I'm telling you cost of acquisition or cost of asset. It implies all cost which is till the day which is put to use. It means when you put your fingers on your button and your machinery running from that point should be charged depreciation. That is called installation. Another one is called installation. So cost of acquisition, cost of assets. So it includes all these expenses. One is net purchase of asset. How much you spend for that machinery? Then when you purchase machinery, someone expense or cost should be implied or incurred along with net purchase of asset. Which are those costs? One is packing, another one is transportation, freight, insurance, installation. Then only you may consider the total amount for cost of acquisition. It's clear. Then another minus estimated realizable value. Or do you know realizable value nothing but disposal of your asset or salvage of your asset or scrap value of your asset. Okay na? Or is I purchase, for example, I purchase 10 lakh rupees machinery. I purchased 10 lakh rupees of machinery 10 years back. Then here I used it 80 years. I used it 80 years. Then after 80 years I sold it to 2 lakh rupees. I purchased 10 lakh. I used 80 years. Then I sell it to 2 lakh. Okay na? So when I sell it 2 lakh rupees, this is called realizable value or disposal value. Is clear? Then upon estimated life of asset, so here the manager on the basis of his experience then go for fixation of its life. This is estimated life of an asset. So when you are going to calculate depreciation on fixed installment method, it has one formula. What is that? Depreciation per annum is equal to cost of acquisition minus estimated realizable value upon estimated life of an asset. So when you calculate cost of acquisition, these points should be considered. Is clear? Okay. And in the next video, I come with the problems. Thank you for watching.